Okay, hello. We are here again to do a tutorial for Tutorial Tuesday. I hope everybody is ready for the end of the year. I am in the middle of doing my end of year maintenance and reflection. Backing up a bunch of stuff, doing the old what is it, two and one or whatever it is, two backups that are in two different things, then an extra one that is off site. I don't really have anything off site though. Maybe hard drives that I save and keep disconnected and just use them as storage. So, how is everybody? We're ready to get going with this this last final tutorial for the year, and I'm gonna finish up with the freeCodeCamp. What is their course? It was the data structures and algorithms for what do we call it? JavaScript. JavaScript is what we're learning. Made a lot of progress this year, I think, with doing the JavaScript. And so, let's see, let's hope that is it on Learn Asynchronous Programming by building all of that stuff, and what better way to end the year than to have this break my thing. So I think before we even get started, let's fix this. I have to remember how I do that. Because, let's see, what thing do I use for that? Not update the ticker, it's the progress bar. The progress bar. I have a program that I run. It's a LibreWolf URL. Okay, let's go ahead and fix that up. I'll get my VS Codium up. Actually, let's go to here to the terminal, and I'm gonna go and open up from there. So let me go over to my resources. Actually, I have a little scripts folder. Let's go there. I think it's scripts Python. That's where it is. And we'll just do Codium right there. We're going to open that up in the Codium. VS Codium. Little knockoff of VS Code, a derivative of VS Code. And we have this thing here. I got my header here, which I use to run with UV. So if you put dependencies and stuff up here, I think it's actually from like I don't want to commit to that. I think it's maybe poetry. I'm not sure, but UV allows you to do these scripts like that. So what I need, okay, so I have my activity watch. I grab that there. Now what I want to do is to limit the number of characters that are in the title. So what I want to do, so I have my get title function, and so what I want to do, what's the best way for me to do that, right? Let's do this. And we'll say trimmed result is equal to this. And we'll return the trimmed result. So what we will do is basically, yeah, so we'll trim it from here. So what I'll do is I wonder if I can do it like this. Let me see. I think what I could do, I can just do this. I don't need to. I think the best thing I could do is I don't know. This is probably not good practice. But let me see. Trimmed result. What I can do then is gonna go and result. So we validated that it is a result, right? So we parsed it. If it doesn't come back as a result, then we're, rather than it being a none object, we're saving it as an empty string. So let's see. Yeah, I should probably make a note of this. So we want to trim this, but what we're going to need to do is to do like a maximum. So I can take the result and I can go up to a certain number of characters. Now I need to do this as the max of, actually the min. We want this to be the minimum of the result length, for the length of the result, and some number of characters. So I don't know. How many fit? Is it 50? Is it 50? Do 50 characters fit? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if they do. Right. And then we'd like to put ellipses on there. This can maybe actually, maybe, I think actually we can handle that in where do I handle this? Where do I handle this? Where do I handle the progress bar? Progress bar here. Oh, wait a minute. I have it in my... Never mind. I think I know what we can do. Rather than do it like this, we can just return the result. I actually don't need to change anything on this file. I can change it in the CSS, right? Can I not change it in the CSS? Here, let me see something, because now that I have that open, okay, hang on a second. Okay. WebKit progress bar. So you have our label for progress bar, progress here. So progress, it's this here. It's the label. How do we do the max again? There was something. We learned it last week. Did we not learn it last week? Let me go back to this one. I think it was one of these steps. I think it was one of the later steps where we... Oh, let's actually go back to this page. We're nearing the end of it, and we wanted to put the first thing. So be doing a slice if it's greater than 50, and then oh, wait a minute. Is that what we were doing? I thought this could be handled directly. I thought it could be handled directly in CSS. What did we do, though? Oh, it's not there. Maybe it's in the next one. So the next thing should have that. File length greater than that. Okay, so we did it within there. I don't think we can do JavaScript on here. So we did a slice there. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We will edit it from here. I thought that there was actually a way to do this with CSS. Pretty sure there was a function. Overflow hidden, but then there's also text overflow ellipsis. Let me try that first. Let's try that first. Wait a minute. There it is. Okay. Let's try that first. So if we're in the label, let's do this. So we say I'm going to fetch from the author page. It should be reading off of that one. That's weird. Data string. Why are there all these errors? Why so many errors? Possibly unbound, possibly unbound. Okay. Oh no, I lost the thing there. Async programming. Hmm. Text overflow for that should be that. So but there's no, I need like a max width for it or something like that, right? I need a max. I don't know how big you were making this. What was the max width or something? 100%. Yeah, but what was the... I guess what we'll say is maybe 90%. Give ourselves a little buffer. Progress there. 70 width is 100. We don't really say. We don't really say how wide this should be. We have a height of 20. That's certainly interesting, isn't it? Width of 100% overflow hidden in the body. But then let's try this again. I don't think it's working. Doesn't seem to be working. Okay, how do we get this to work? So we need to limit this to a certain size. How are we limiting the size of this? 500. That's how. We're limiting it by 500. 500 pixels. So the max width, let's say 475 pixels or like 450 pixels. Does that change anything? It doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to change that. Maybe what we need to do is to limit the progress bar. Center, line content, justify. Oh. Which directions columns can we do? Justify items that way or align content? I need to learn how to do CSS. Let's see. Okay. So what we need to do is do this here. Overflow is hidden. No wrap. Okay, so I don't know what that did. No wrap, but it doesn't do the ellipsis thing with the max width. You're supposed to be able to do this with CSS. X number of lines, line clamp. So this single truncated line of text. So I don't see that it's working though. The max width is not working on this label element for whatever reason. Doesn't work, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. Doesn't seem to work, okay? How do I center everything? Did I spell this right? Ellipsis. Text flows ellipsis. This doesn't seem to work. Okay, so if I can't limit the max width, what if I just did the width? Although wait a minute, maybe it's not important. Ay, okay. Why does the width not work? Hmm. I know I need to limit this to 500 pixels in width. So 500 in width there. So maybe that affects it. Progress bar 450. Oops. 100%. Let's see. Do it as like 90% maybe. What we want to do though with the progress bar though, I mean, I want to align to the center. I just don't understand how I can't do that. Justify. Center this. Hmm. Oh boy. Okay, this is not really working. I think maybe we need to put the max width at 500. It's centered. I just don't understand why it's not centered. Like if we get rid of this align, it's fine. Center. So a label, and then we have this thing. So why is there like an empty space? line heights. All right. That's not working. That ain't working. Ah, is it like, do we have to do WebKit? I don't understand why this won't work. All right, I think I'm gonna go back to the other solution. Yeah. I just can't figure out how to work this. Why is it not centered though? It was centered before and now it's not. I really fucked it up. Let's see. If I get rid of this stuff, what happens? Come on, man. It's so weird. Why does it have an extra space at the top for no reason? Ooh, wait a minute. Now that kind of did something. 'Cause, 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 'cause Ooh. Okay. But wait a minute. But why do I not get the ellipsis? Not. Why don't I get the ellipsis though?
Misha,
What happened?
noxious.
Okay, let's see if we can get started with this. Now that that's all fixed, the bottom there looks good. Looks good. Okay, so we should be good to go here. We're gonna get a timer started. I'm imagining that we're only gonna need. We're gonna probably be able to do this in far fewer than the 6. I think that we're gonna be good. But let's get going with it. Let's get going with this. So here we have a preview of what we'll build. It's a survey form, formularias, just like college. So we have a table here, and so like each row of this table is going to have some stuff going on here, some stuff to fill in there. Doesn't look that great, you know. Maybe if we shrink it, everything might fit into there. But it doesn't look like that's what's going on here. We have null. There is the null avatar there. Let's see. Let me make sure my Zoom is working again. There we go. We got the Zoom. Zoom. I can lock on. I can show you that one. Okay. We're all good. Let's see. The podcast back. No. It's not. Okay, so let's see. We got these rows. Gotta fill in things from there. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to accomplish that because I haven't really dealt with tables too much, so I'm not sure if that's what we're dealing with here. If this is going to be an actual table, and then we're gonna dynamically alter the contents of the table. Let's get started with this. So the HTML that we have is head and body. What's in the head? Same old. We have a title and the link to the style sheet, and then we have the body with a header and a main, and then the script element linking to the script.js. Header here as a navigation element here. Interesting. The freeCodeCamp logo up at the top there. And a source there, but it's not actually linked. It's just a logo. So we don't have anything linking in the navigation bar there. That's interesting. We just got nav bar there. Latest topics with the H1 class. That's this guy here. And then we have, what do we have in the main section? Because is it a table? Is it a table? It is a table? A table wrapper, yes. Okay, so we have a table, container, wrapper, whatever you want to call that. Table, inside of the table, T-head, TR, TH, headers, topic header, table header, topics, avatars, replies there, and then that's the end of the head, and then the body. We have to know how to work the body here. Posts and container. Okay, so we have post container, we have table wrapper, everything's going to be styled for us. We just need to fill out that table. So let's see how we're going to be able to do that. Not really much special going on with the style, so I don't think that we're going to need to do anything with that, but let's get going with this one. So in this project, we'll build a freeCodeCamp Forum Leaderboard. Displays the latest topics, users, and replies from the freeCodeCamp forum. HTML and CSS have been provided for us. And I'm going to go ahead and share this link in the chat. And you should hopefully be able to follow along if you would like to. And when we're ready, we can use const to declare forum latest variable, and we're going to set it actually to a string for the URL of what is this? Is this the latest? And there's a latest JSON there, so we have a place where we're storing content there. On a content delivery network for freeCodeCamp, we're gonna below that create another const variable called forum topic URL, and we're gonna assign that to another URL, forum.freecodecamp.org/t/. Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't say forum latest URL. Why is he saying forum latest? Forum topic, forum latest. I bet they're gonna change that in the next one. No, they don't change it. Okay. Then we're gonna have a forum category URL. All right, so we are getting all the gonna get the information from topics, and then from avatars, and then from categories, and all this stuff. We got to bring in all of these different different sources, so that now that's making sense for why we need to use some async patterns here, so that we can ensure that we're returning getting all of the information before we try to render it on the screen, right? Or maybe we're able to fill it in as the information comes along, right? Next, we're going to access the posts container element by using the get element by ID method. We've been we've used this extensively over the past couple of months. And we're going to call this post container. Okay. So let's see what else we can do here. And we're going to have a support thing. Go ahead and gosh, it does this, doesn't it? I have to turn this off and then reload. It's going to come up with the support thing. Become a supporter. Okay. Remove interruptions if you would like to also support me at linktr.ee/kevdub. Check out all my other stuff there. And if you'd like to donate and do a one-off at Ko-fi, I definitely encourage that. You know, really would help out. It would really help me keep going with this. Let's go to step 4. Populate the forum leaderboard with data. You will need to request data from an API. This is known as an asynchronous operation, which means that tasks execute independently of the main program flow. So we'll use the async keyword to create an asynchronous function, which returns a promise. So we're going to create a function called fetch data, don't fetch data though. And we're going to say async on this guy here, and then we do that, and then we do one of those, an empty arrow function, an asynchronous arrow function. Look at that, we created an async arrow function. Very fun. Inside our fetch data function, we can try catch. How did we do a try? So try is that what we did? Catch block should have an error parameter named ER. Whoa. Okay. Well, we try this, right? And then if that doesn't work, we catch the catch block should have an error parameter. Catch ERR. Is that how we do this? Yeah, apparently so. Okay, moving along. Exactly as I said. In the previous project, we used fetch with the then method to perform logic after the promise was resolved. Now we will use the await keyword to handle the asynchronous nature of the fetch method. Async await. Yeah. I do just want to make sure that I have everything set up correctly. 55. Yes, okay. Okay, everything's set up. Everything's good to go. Let's come back over here. Let's see. In the previous project, we used fetch with the then method from logic after the promise was resolved. Now we have to use the await keyword to handle the asynchronous nature of the fetch method. Okay, the await keyword waits for a promise to resolve and returns the result. So inside the try block, let's create a constant called res, and we're going to assign it to await fetch and do that. And that's so we inside of fetch we want to pass in the forum latest. And is that all we need to do? That's all we need to do. For example, here. Right, okay, that's cool. Cool. Fetch data, so we're creating a fetch data function. I'm gonna try to catch that data. You want to get the response body as a JSON object, so the JSON method of your res variable returns a promise, which means you will need to await it. Create a constant called data and assign it to await res.json. Okay. So the result of this fetch, after awaiting, res will be a promise. And data will be trying to get resolving this promise, right? We want to resolve this promise, so we await in res.json, and then now we have JSON as our data. So the promise should be resolved, right? Or is it still a promise? Is data still a promise? So we're going to console log the data variable. And then below our fetch definition, we're going to call the function and open up the console. There we go. And there's all the data in JSON format here. Ooh, this is interesting. No definitions. There's a topic list. It's very topical. Some topical cream. No definitions. True there. Topic list? Where's this coming from? Where is all this coming from that is giving all this object stuff? It's gotta be... Let's see. We have this list here. And this object here. There's one more piece there. I don't see where it closes. Maybe it's at the top. Maybe this entire thing is the object. Yeah, okay. So users, and then so... Okay, so it's this topic list thing that is giving us all these objects, right? Okay, so flare groups. Right, so we get this like users, then we get these like topic groups, and then we get primary groups, flare groups, and then the topic list. All right, so now we're pulling in data from there. What happens if we don't await it? So let's go and try that out. And it gets nothing. It returns nothing if we don't await for that to resolve. Okay. Okay. Seems like a logical thing here. If there's an error from the fetch call, the catch block will handle it. Inside the catch block, add a console log. Log the error. So wait a minute, if we do like this, does it come back with an error? No, it doesn't, because there's no actual error. It's just not returning the right thing. It's just not resolving. Inside the catch block, we added that console log of that, and then we want to remove the data part of this, and now we want to try I guess nothing. We're not going to test to see if it fails. Okay. Now it's time to display the data on the page, so we're going to start by creating an arrow function called show latest. If I could type show latest pipe, and should it be an await function? Should it be a async? Because it's going to take in data and it's going to return something. They don't want us to async that. Okay. As you build out your show latest post function, you'll need to call it to see your changes. Show latest. Wait, at the end of the try block? Show latest. We'll take in the data there, right? Okay. We don't need to use async because we're expecting that this is going to be resolved. Is that right? Data is not a promise. It's already, it's data. Is that right? Okay. Back in your latest posts function, we're going to use destructuring to get the topic list and users properties from the data object. Destructuring, the thing that I still don't quite understand. So I think we do it like this: topic list, users, like that, right? And we get that from data. Is that right? Or is it like this? Was it like this? I don't remember. Is it like this? Data from that? That's an object of the object. I don't remember how to do this. we do destructuring? Oh my gosh, I forget all about this. Okay, so we have this object and we just do it like that, right? But we still need to declare a constant like that, okay. Like that? Like that. Okay. Topic list contains topics array, which contains the latest topics posted to the forum. And so we're going to destructure the topics array. Wait, the topics array. So to destructure the array, is it like that? Contains a topic array, so it's still like that because you're pulling it from the topic. The topic list is an object, and so we were trying to pull out one of the properties from that object, and the one we're trying to get out is the topics array. Okay. Let's start populating the data inside the posts container. So we need to start by calling map on topics. And for the callback parameter, we're going to use an empty arrow function that takes in an item as a parameter. And we're going to assign that map method to posts container .inner HTML. And so what that is we have that post container. Where was that? Down here, wasn't it? Posts container in this body, in the table body. Okay. Should use map method on the topics array. So what we have to do is to do it like this, topics.map. So the arrays have array methods. Map is an array method. Topics, there we go, okay. Inside the map method, destructure the following properties from the item object. So destructuring ID, title, used, posts, count, slug, posters, category, ID, and bumped at, and we have to do constant, and setting that equal to the item object there. Okay, and we grabbed all of that information. And so the next step is to build out the table, which will display the forum data. So below our destructuring assignment, we're going to return set of template literals, and inside these template literals, we're going to add a TR element. There we go. Okay. In the preview window, you should see a column of commas, and to fix this, we should chain the join method to our map method. Okay, so at the end of our map here, we have this here. We're going to chain the join method, and we're going to pass an empty string for that join. Okay. So for each what we're doing for each of the for each item, we're creating a table row we're going to have to format all this stuff. And then we're going to join all of the items into one big string, separated by empty string. Back in a few minutes, and yeah, we're moving right along through this. It might take just a couple pomodoros to get this done. So, back soon. Okay, let's get back to this here. We got to flesh out what we need to put into each of those table rows. So inside of our TR element, we're going to add 5 empty TD elements. So I'm just going to go and do something like this. I'm going to copy this. And do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. There we go. Interesting. So for each of our rows, each of our topics has a bunch of table divisions. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's go to the next one. Now we need to display the topic title. Add a paragraph element inside of the first TD element, and so in between these tags, we're going to add an embedded expression that contains the title variable. And then we're going to add a class for that. And we're going to call this post title. Post title is going to be class for that. And we'll close that paragraph tag. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to do similar stuff for all of this, I guess. Let's see. Keep the second element empty because we will add content to it later on. But inside of the third element, we're going to add an embedded expression where we're going to get the posts count, and we're going to subtract 1 from that. And this will display the number of replies to the topic. And so we're not actually going to do anything to stylize that part. We have a problem with making changes to styles. Is that just the name? Okay, that's just the name of the post. It's just the title. Those are the titles, and then the post count. Do we have post count there? The replies there are 7. 7 replies. Okay, coolio. Gonna go on up to here. Let's go and see what we need to put into the fourth thing here. We got to do a views variable, and we have the views from here. We're pulling that in from the item that gets pulled in from the topics that come from the topic list. But the data. We still haven't put any users there, okay. Shows the number of views. Showing the number of views. Let's put this out. Let's pop this guy out. Let's put him over here. Let's put that guy over here. I don't know. Can I shrink this? Yeah, we're gonna shrink it. And I'll just try to like zoom into it when we need to. So you can like take a closer look at it. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And the activity should flesh out pretty soon. So let's see, what else do we need to do? The next step. Ooh, lots of stuff. Okay. Display the activity column. We need to use a bumped at property of each topic, which is a timestamp. In the ISO 8601 format, we need to process this data before we can show how much time has passed since the topic had any activity. I'm going to create a time ago function. We've taken a time parameter, and then inside of the function, we're going to create 2 variables. One called the current time, and we're going to create a new date for that current time, and we're going to create a last post and do new, oops, I got a space there, new date with the time into there. And the last post will be the date of the last activity on the topic. And the current time represents the current date and time. So when you create a new date object, there's a, let's see. You create a new date object, it generates the new one, the today's date. for the time now, right? The time that it's initiated, that it's created. Oh, fun. Okay. Or actually, no, you just create a date object. So there is like a method to get the current time, though. Date.now. That's weird. Okay, but the current time should be done with date.now, should it not? So it returns a string representation of the current date and time when you call it as a function. Okay, so called as a constructor, a new date object. Yeah, but that's what we're doing though, right? We're calling it as a constructor. And it's a new date object. That's a current time object. So there's not like, I'm a little confused at this. Because like, well, look what I can do. I can do this console.log. I do this new date. I call it as a constructor. We get the current time in Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, but then like what if you do it this way? It's the same thing. So it's the same thing. Weird, right? So so you get both. You get a new date object, and you also get the string representation of the current date and time as a response. As a okay. Let's move along and go along to timer. My timer function. My timer. Tamagotchi. It keeps changing every time I come back over to here. Weirdly enough. For our timeago function, we want to calculate the difference between the current time and the time of the last activity on a topic. And this will allow us to display how much time has passed since a topic had any activity. So complete the timeago function. We need to meet a couple requirements here, some conditions here. If the amount of minutes that have passed is less than 60, we're going to return a string xm minutes ago. So x is going to represent the minutes. Okay. How are we doing this then? Here are some equations that will help us calculate the time difference. Math floor. Okay. Cool. So so I guess what we'll have to do is we'll have to calculate these things. Math.floor. What's current time minus the last post? And is that going to be in seconds or something? Or I'm trying to figure out how it's calculating this. 60,000. Oh, it's in milliseconds. Okay, and so that gets us the number of minutes, and then the constant for the hours. I mean, can't we just calculate from the we could just calculate from the minutes, couldn't we? 36 3.6 mil. Yeah, that's it. That's 3.6 mil. And then the constant days, we're going to see math.floor. Time minus last post, and then we're going to divide by 8, 6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. What is that? Some kind of billion? 86 mil. Ooh. Santa Claus has raised his quote. So we need to go if yeah, so we have 3 different cases, so we can't use the ternary operator without it being very ugly. Minutes less than 60, what we're going to return is XM minutes ago. So what we'll do is we'll use minutes ago as that, and then we'll do an else if hours is less than 24. Then XH hours ago. Okay. And then otherwise we're going to return days ago. Okay. Does that work? Yeah, apparently so. Yeah. Please look at becoming a supporter. You can check me out on the Ko-fi, and you'll find me at the Kevin Weather Ones. And anything helps. Anything and everything. It's set as a $5 piece. You can add anything. You can change it to anything. You can change it to $1 or $2. $2 is the minimum. $2 or more. You can do that, and then you can say that it's going to say that you tipped $5, but you can tip $2. Yeah. Anything and everything helps. And maybe I could use that as I'd like to use that money to donate to freeCodeCamp. Maybe I can get rid of those pop-up interruptions and stuff. So that would be nice. Then I could, if I'm at the point where I'm donating to freeCodeCamp, then I'm in a pretty good spot. Then I don't need to show a reminder for support, and then you won't hear me begging for money. So there. To display the time since the last post, call the time ago function. Okay. We're gonna pass in bumped at. Okay, look at that. It's oh wow, look at it just propagated right now. Just propagated right now. We have 603 days ago from the freeCodeCamp is back from there. Okay. All of these things are old. All of them are old. That's 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. So what we'll do is we'll put in this, and then Place this function and call inside the TD element, and then once you make those changes, scroll to the table, and there it is. Yeah, it works. It worked beautifully. Beautifully. We didn't really, like, we're just fleshing all this stuff out now. Like, all of the async stuff is done. I hope maybe we come back to that to learn a little bit more about it. But let's see, step 25, we need to convert, we need a function to convert view counts to a more readable format. So we need to take 1,000 and display it as 1K, and if the view count is 100,000, we should display it as 100K. And we can create a view count function, so let's do that. View count. Gonna take in the views parameter, and what we're gonna do, if the views is greater than 1,000, what we're gonna do is we're going to return a string that has the views value divided by 1,000. And what we want to do is we want to make this the floor of that. And then we'll do the K at the end of it and do that there. So missing initializer on the const. Oh, because I didn't do that. Yeah. Else if views, or else we're just going to return the views, and then we'll flesh that out later. Okay. So let's see. Do we have anything that fits the bill? We don't have anything that fits the bill yet. Not in our view. Not in our view here. There's nothing over 1,000 views. Yeah, nothing over 1,000 views. So, not really useful yet. Let's take a look at this here. Hopefully this is the right thing. No, we need to put greater than or equal to return the views, but it's not a string. But they didn't ask for that yet. Should return math.floor views divided by 1,000. That should be right, should it not? When it's equal, it should be there. And then it should return views when views is 200. So why is it not returning views? Isn't it? Do they want a capital K? Doesn't look like that's the case. We don't need to do an async thing, right? I don't understand what the problem is. What am I missing? It's so weird. Why is it not? I'm so lost I don't understand this. I don't quite understand it. I think I'm gonna need to get some help here. We take a look on the forum. No more results, it's just this one. What is wrong with this? Yeah, like this is exactly what I have. Return views like that. No, it's not all good. I do that without the string literal. It doesn't do that. I am returning views without the string literal. What are you talking about? Like, it doesn't work. Do you want do you want it to be a function like this? Do you want it to be function, like this? Is that what you want? No, that's not what you want. I don't get it, man. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Oh, God, I'm so dumb. Use an arrow there. It's how stupid I am sometimes. Alrighty. Let's get back to it. Okay. That should be good for at least one dumb mistake every tutorial. Every tutorial Tuesday. Inside the fourth TD element, we're going to update the current value to instead call the view count function instead of views. And we're going to pass in views there. And there we go. And so now it should update, but there's nothing to update. Nothing has more than 1,000 views. Each of the forum topics includes a category like Python or JavaScript. Inside the next few steps, we're going to build out a category object which holds all of the forum categories and class names. So we're going to call a new constant, and we're going to call it all categories. The lesser known acoustic song from Nirvana. All categories, and assign it to an empty object. Inside your all categories object, we're going to add a new key for the number 299. 299, no key for the number. What? Okay. And then we're going to add a key for category and a string called career advice. Okay. Then below that property, we're going to add another key called class name, and we're going to call that career. Okay. Okay. Sounds like you want us to do a lot of typing. Right. Okay. I see what you want. Never mind. Makes more sense that way. Okay. We've got all categories, but we have to put all of these categories in here, though. Come on. How many categories are there? It's going to be a lot. Surely there must be another way to do this. Get all this data, to get all this information. All categories. Object show for a 9 property should be an object. Oh, I didn't put the there. There we go. Now what? 417. How long is this going to go on? How long is this going to go on? They're going to have us type all this out, and then they're going to go, we filled out the rest of it for you. Why couldn't you have just done that from the beginning? What am I actually learning? About objects? We already know about objects. We're good with objects. The rest of the all categories object has been completed for us. You could have just done that from the start. In the next few steps, you will create a function to retrieve the category name from the all categories object. So start by creating a arrow function named forum category, and we're going to take in an ID parameter, and we're just going to leave that body empty for the time being, and we're going to fill that out. Next step, let's go down to forum category function, create a new let variable selected category. We're going to assign it to an empty object. This will be used to store the category name and the class name for each category. So do we need to then destructure it again here? Let's see. If the all categories object has an own property, is has own property a object method, or is it? It is an object property. Oh, wait a minute, no. Oh, it is of object instances. Okay. I gotcha. And if it has ID, what are we doing? We need something to happen. Here we go. We're going to do that. Now, let's go back to this here. And there we go. I think that looks good. Okay. We want to destructure class and name. And category. Class name and category. Okay, we know how to destructure things, at least objects. We know how to destructure objects now. You now need to add the class name and category properties to the selected category object. Selected category dot class name is equal to that's how we do this? That's how we do it. Okay, yeah. Just like we did with the other objects, like the document objects. Yeah. Like when using the inner HTML methods and the text content methods. Or not methods, but the properties, accessing those and assigning those properties. Okay. Let's go. Let's see. It's if the ID is not in the all categories object, we will need to display the general category. So below, we need to do an else clause. So how are we going to display that? They don't tell us what they want yet, but let's go on to the next step. So inside of here, we're going to assign the string general to the class name. Seems backwards. Oh, well, class names, I guess, are just usually here. Something missed that one there. Okay, and then so how are we displaying this then on this thing here? Every category. We'll have a URL that points to the category on the freeCodeCamp forum. So we're going to create a constant URL and assign it a template literal. And then so in that template literal, we're just going to take the forum category URL that we declared earlier. And the selected category.class name that we grabbed and assigned from our function there. We're actually still inside of this function, right? Yeah, we're still inside of this form category. So where we defined it in this if-else block. We're going to add a slash, and then we're going to have an ID there. And so that's going to be our URL, the endpoint that we are going to point to. And link text. We want to create a constant called link text. Link text, and we're going to have that as the category. Okay. Now we gotta have a link class. Okay. Assign template literal. We're gonna take the value of category. So it's going to be category space selected category. It's going to be the category from there, right? Class name from there. Okay, so interesting. Okay. Category there. So we're going to be giving it two classes. It's going to be the category and it's going to be the class name. So these will be used for our CSS styling for the anchor element. For the link element, I guess. It's the anchor element is what that's going to be. We're going to return an anchor element inside template literals for the href attributes. We're going to assign it the URL constant. Can we do it like that, or do you have to do like that? I'm confused. You have to do it like that, yes. Should add the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag. Well, have I not done that? Have I not? Have I not done that? Oh, it needs to be in quotes, doesn't it? That's it. It needs to be in quotes. After the href attribute, we're going to set the class attribute to the constant name link class. And then after the class, we're going to have a target. It'll be blank, so it's a new, what do you call it? New page or new tab. And then lastly, we're going to put the link text attribute inside of here. We don't need to put that in quotes because it's within the HTML element there in between the tags. Inside the first TD element, we want to add an embedded expression with a call to the forum category function where we pass in the category ID. Now we should see the category displayed underneath each topic, and we did just see that propagate over here. And so now we have backend development, and we've got HTML and CSS, JavaScript, and so we can actually also click through to get to these things here. And let's see. And now we can link to there. So we get the category number, and this 421 category is JavaScript. Fun stuff. Okay. Now, don't we want to like sort this or something? The latest topics. Like, we have to sort this in some way because it's showing all the old shit, right? I think we're done with all the styling, except for the avatars. So let's see. And yeah, gonna give my call to check me out on the link tree. Do some other stuff too. I do well, I'm on YouTube now. I do Twitch stream with crosswords. You can check me out there at Solves. I also have a YouTube channel with for the solves there as well. KevDub Solves. And yeah, all that stuff, just watching, liking, sharing, helps the channels grow, helps me get out there and get my content into the eyeballs of the people who would like to see it. And so that helps enormously with also driving financial support. Because, there might be somebody out there who can support me financially in at least the tiniest of ways. So that's all I'm looking for. Each forum post will include a list of user avatar images which represent all of the users participating in the conversation of that topic. Okay, another arrow function called avatars, and we're going to have posters and users as our params. And let's see, what do we do next? Next step is to loop through posters. Get all of their avatars. Okay. So we're actually just going to use a map method here. And the callback function is just going to take in a poster and for now, and we're going to just do that for the time being. We're not displaying avatars yet. We have to put that into the table element. That TD element. What does TD stand for? Actually, I kind of want to figure that out. What does TD stand for? What doesn't TD stand for? Table data cell element. Table data. Table data cell. Table data element. Table data cell. All right, I can remember that. I can remember something that simple. Surely I can. And next time I ask what that is, then you can say, you remember this. Come on. Table data cell. TD. Start by creating a constant named user. And we're going to assign it to users.find, and the find method should have a callback function with the parameter user. And inside that callback function, we should implicitly return the result of calling user.id. Strictly equal to poster. It's exactly equals. It's extra equals to poster.user.id. They should just make it like even more. Like, seriously, I really mean it's equals. I'm not kidding around, guys. It's equal. It's really fucking equal to that. Seriously, like every time you ask, like it's doubly, triply equal to. Next, check if the user exists and add an if statement with the user for the condition. Wait a minute. If that's all. If user Gonna get that falsy value or the truthiness of that value. Customize the avatar size. We can set the value to 30. Well, how do we do that? We need to set a constant called avatar. Assign it to the result of a replace method on user avatar template, which apparently is a string. And in that replace method, we're going to actually use some regex expression here. That's redundant. For the first argument and the number 30 for the second argument. So what's 34? We're going to replace size with 30. Okay. All right, I gotcha. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to construct a user avatar URL. User avatar. Use a ternary operator. Getting fancy in here. Check if avatar starts with this. So what we have to do is do avatar. Starts with user avatar question mark. If so, we're going to concat avatar to avatar URL. Is that what we do? Else return avatar. Is that what we do? Oh, I got it backwards. Avatar to avatar URL. So they're saying that that avatar comes after URL. Okay. Well, my other syntax was right, but just didn't get the order right. We want to return the image to the user avatar. So we'll start by return, and we're going to have an empty set of template literals. Inside the template literals, add an IMG element, not a MIG element. Inside the tag, we have an SRC attribute, and we're going to add a value of user avatar URL. Make sure that we put this in quotes. And for the alt attribute, we're going to have a user.name. Make sure we're in quotes there as well. And we can just close that out with that. Right, so we need to close it and then do the image there like that. All right, I am confused. Oh, I didn't add the... There it is. Error messages are not accurate. And then at the end of our map method, we can do the join method. And then for that, we're going to pass in an empty string. Now, how do we get that into our table data cell? Our TD element, we're going to have a div element. What are we going to call this? A class? It's going to be avatar container. Avatar container. All right, what are we putting in this div? Let's put something in this div. Oh my gosh, we're going to close this out. We're going to close this out. But first, we got to take a quick break. But first, let me see. Can I finish this in 13 seconds, 10 seconds? Call the avatars function and pass it in to here. So I think what I have to do is do avatars, posters, users, There they are. Look at that. There's the avatars there. Actually, the avatars displayed on the page. They're not actually avatars, though. It's just text. Just text. That's all. Just text. Just text. We'll be back. Bye. All right, let's get back to it. We are just about done. Look at that progress bar. We are almost complete here. Just need to get one last piece. Users should be able to click on any post title and be directed to the actual post on the freeCodeCamp forum. So start by changing the existing paragraph element inside the first TD element to be an anchor element. So instead of this being a paragraph element, we want it to be an anchor element. Okay, that's the first thing. The next step is then to add a link, right? Next step is to add a link. And what we're going to do is an anchor element, but I can't actually do anything with it. So we're going to have a target attribute is going to be blank. I think that just opens it up on a fresh window or a fresh tab. We're going to set the href attribute to a... Let's make sure that this is going to work. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Oh, gosh, what's going on there? Okay. Forum topic URL, right? Okay. And then there's a slug. Where's the slug come from? Where does that come from? Did we get the slug? We pulled the slug from, okay, from topics there. Okay, I just didn't notice it. There it is. And so now we hover over and then we can see in the lower, gosh, I can't do this. I can't like look down into the bottom. So if I come down to the bottom here and I open this up, you can see the the URL at the bottom there. So it looks like the slug is that like build a survey form or something like that, or it's the that's the topic URL, and then the slug. Yeah, I'm not sure what the slug is. I think maybe the topic URL is forum.freecodecamp.org and then /t, because then what is the slug? Let's try to figure that out. The slug, yeah, the slug is that that thing. Yeah, and then if we go and we click through, opens up on a new tab. So let me see, because if I click on here, it opens up. It'll bring to another website. It works. This is a link to that. Okay, but since we're inside of this sandbox environment that they have for us, it won't do that. So I can bring. Oh, look, that page does not exist. Oh my gosh, it doesn't exist anymore. This one does. Podcast is back. So maybe we have some errors with that, but that's it. That's the thing. That is it. That is it. Nice. Very, very nice. The other thing that maybe I want to do for right now is maybe try to sort these posts, right? And so where are we getting the information again? It's where we call in. Is it time ago? Fetch data, and then the data show latest posts data. So in our show latest posts, this is where we want something to happen, right? Topics map. And then so I think what I want to do is to sort this. So we have this map, and how do I get bumped at? We have that. So what I want to do now, where was bumped at? Time ago bumped at is there. So what I want to do is to maybe at the end of here, before we do the join, I think what I want to do is to sort. Wait a minute, because sort returns the object. If I sort, and then we want to return time ago a bumped at minus time ago the bumped at. Does that work? No. Is that backwards then? Is it backwards? Is it backwards? Maybe it's that doesn't affect it? Really? Oh, maybe, well, the time ago, maybe I can just do it as this. Time ago is not comparing, not able to compare, right? Not able to compare correctly. I think we can do it like this. Increasing. No? I'm confused. I am very confused by this. So before we do the join, we can sorted. Is it sorted that we do? Array, prototype, sort. So yeah, it's on there, but to sorted, is that what we're doing? I think it's too sorted. Because we need to return. It doesn't work. How do we sort it? This should be working, right? This should be like the idea, right? That should be the right idea. Post containers inner HTML. We have this topics map. We're mapping all those things, right? So for each item in the topics, we're creating this text, this HTML, but like I want to we have a compare function, right? That's all we have. Yeah. I mean, it should be A bumped at minus B bumped at. That's going to be increasing thing there. Unless bumped at is going to be later. How does bumped at come in as? So in time ago, we have last post. Current time. Well, this is what they did. They did milliseconds per minute there, and they calculated that there. Yeah, this is parsing the time into into text. Oh wait, I'm not on the. Yeah, here we are. Sorry, I wasn't focused on the right things there. Oh my god. Okay, forgot I zoomed in on that bottom one long ago. There's been like pointing at the wrong shit for 20 minutes now. Well, maybe not that long, but. A dot bumped at, right? Minus B dot bumped at. Can I console log this? So like in the map function item for that inside of this, we have this, like we're returning that stuff, but can I like console log bumped at? Can I do that? Yes, I can. Maybe they're just not comparable. Maybe the bumped at things are not comparable. Yeah, item.bumped at does work. So item.bumped at does work. Now, it's some kind of date thing that we need to do. Take a look at the date object. Can I get date.parse? What does that mean? Timestamp. That's the only argument. You can use a timestamp, and then we can UTC. I think this is what we want. We want date UTC of bumped at, maybe? Man. Date.utc is not probably because it's wait. What if we did it like this? What if we did static methods? I'm a little confused at this. Like, why does that not work? Hmm. Um, maybe it's get time. Really? There we go. There we go. Okay. Get time. That's what we got to do. So I think I can close that out. What I need to do is this new date bumped at, but then okay. Date bumped at get time, is that what we want? Wait a minute, can I do that? Can I do it like that? That's how I do it. Okay. That's how I do it. It's funky. It's funky as fuck. But we do this. And it still doesn't work. Do I do it? Did I do this wrong? God, why does it not work? That's not fun. Can I do it like this? Let me see. Come on, man. I don't know. I guess it's just not returning. Can I do it by views, though? At least? Is it? I think maybe that's probably what's happening. Is it just not? Oh, I need to get rid of this. No, it just doesn't work with two sorted. What does it work with sort? No. Doesn't work with sort, doesn't work with two sorted. Maybe we have to do it like that. No. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't work. I don't know why you can't sort this mapped object. Sort a mapped object. Sort a map. Is that what I want to do? Let me see. Each of these topics have an item, right? So item A and then item B is basically what we have. Item A views should return this thing. But unfortunately, it's not what's happening. Maybe I need to do the sort before we do this then? I think maybe I need to do that. Yeah, that's not going to be defined. This is kind of what we want. But what I want to do, I think what we have to do is to do this. A is not defined. A is not defined. It's not defined. Oh wait, that worked. Okay, so if we sort it before we do the mapping thing. Okay, so that if we do it that way. We sort it before we do this. I think what's happening is that this return thing is fucking everything up. And I don't actually understand that. I don't understand why. So what we can do, can we do bump that? So then that's backwards. Bumped at. Maybe bumped at just isn't the right thing to do. Wait a minute. No, those are all different numbers. Yeah, it doesn't work, man. It does not work. Well, that doesn't work, but maybe this does. Maybe this does. New date, a dot bump that dot get time minus new date b dot bump that dot get time. This doesn't look like it worked. Does not look like it worked. And so that doesn't work either. No, it did. Wait. Did it? It did. That did work, but there's not anything that's new. There's not anything that's new. The newest thing was 599 days ago. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. We need more practice with this stuff, with the sorting and everything. I do feel pretty confident that I can do these things, so I think it's mainly going to be working with the... You know, I feel like I'm pretty good at looking stuff up and able to solve some problems. Oh no. Oh, you know what happened here? I think something got fucked up. Let's reset here. Reset the lesson so that we can do this. The opening tag, you need to set the target to blank, and then the href to this slug. then I think that's it. There we go. And we're done. We are done. We're done. We're done with this. It's done. We're done. There we go. And the only thing I need to do then is to finish these certification projects and then like get that fanfare for completing this thing. I don't know what happens after that, but I'm looking forward to what's coming in the new year. I'm going to try doing some other of these courses. I kind of want to be a little bit more targeted with what I'm doing next year. Not to say I wasn't targeted on this, focused on this thing. Just that I think a lot of what I did in a lot of what I did in 2025 was to set up a couple of channels for myself to use as creative outlets, and those things are mostly set up. Like the first 6 months of 2025 were setting up my system and doing and setting up those channels. So what can I do with those extra 6 months next year? That's going to be the question. I am moving in the first quarter, or after the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter. So first quarter, I think I want to learn. I want to look for jobs in the area that I'm going to be moving, and reevaluate after the move what we want to do for the second half of the year. But I think I'm going to set up I'm going to focus the first half of 2026 on this channel more so than the solves channel. Solves took up most of my time in the second half of 2025. But yeah, okay. I think I can do some really cool stuff here on this channel, and I'm pretty excited about it. Like, as long as there's no like major hiccups with, my OBS is all set up, everything's all good. We're good to go. So. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year. I think it's going to be pretty good. Looking forward to that stuff. So in politics, we have the midterms. I'm hopeful that there will be a bigger resistance in the U.S. Congress to the Trump, for lack of a better term, Trump-led, initiative for making Project 2025 a thing. They've been pretty effective at getting their things done, but despite the they could have been much more damaging if they were competent, but they're not competent. So hopefully that buys us enough time for democracy to hold. I've created this channel as also a place to document my experience as I live through this moment in American history. it's pivotal. It's a pivotal moment in American history, and there's a lot of uncertainty of how this country is going to look in the next 10 years. So, first steps for my family, for me and my wife and my pets, is to find a safer state to live in. And for us, that's it's probably going to be California. We are pretty well set on moving there. Getting really kind of antsy about it because the lease is expiring, and we know, like, we have to start planning. So I'm hoping I can still stay focused on coding in the first quarter, but I may not really spend as much time as I would hope to do coding tutorials and stuff. But yeah, after that, I think we'll be good. After the move, we'll be in a much better place. And yeah. So I hope you all had a decent 2025. I know mine was conflicted. You know, it had a lot of bad stuff. But despite the bad stuff, I still think I made progress with some goals. And I'm looking forward to what I can accomplish next year, basically. So I hope, I hope you have some good plans for the end of the year and for your goals for next year. I hope you achieved some goals this year. And I will be seeing you in 2026. This is the last video I'm making for 2025. So have a great rest of the year. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And I will see you in the next year. So ta-ta for 2025. And I'll be seeing you in 2026. Goodbye for now.